Alright, this should be fun. I talked about this a lot on stream. I've messed around with this game some offline. This is going to be what we roll with. I am going with the Colorado Rockies, and here is my reasoning behind this. One, the Dodgers are essentially a super team, extremely talented, obviously a high payroll, and they have a good farm system, so they're going to be a threat and a pretty much a favorite for the foreseeable future. And because of that, I wanted to compete with them. I didn't want to go with a complete rebuild, like from the bottom up, like say the Tigers or the Marlins, the Pirates. I want to do something maybe not a contender, but someone on the lower scale that I can try to build up. And it appealed to me for the Rockies for a couple reasons. One, I used to live there. Two, their team is really, I think they have some pieces to move. Arenado, Chuck Nasty, Story, but there's obviously glaring holes in this team. Pitching, everything. So it gives me a chance to try to build them, and I have the constant competition with the Dodgers the entire time. So this should be fun. We'll see how this goes. We'll run it for a couple of years. Maybe down the road I'll end up getting another team. I'll let you guys vote on that, or we can do a custom league potentially, in the sense of maybe all time. I'm open to suggestions, but let's just get one series started. It's going to be every Saturday. I'm going to try to keep the videos between 10 to 20 minutes. This one may be a little bit shorter, we shall see, but that is kind of the goal I'm aiming for. Every Saturday, and we'll keep tabs on what's going. I'll definitely take suggestions for you guys, what you like to see, what you don't want to see, what's important to note, what things can be skippable. I probably should be watching more OOTP videos to see what other people are doing so I can get a better idea, but you guys are the ones watching. Your feedback is going to be what's important. So with that said, this is what we're going to roll with. So the first things first, we need to offer jobs. Pending offers. Already I did a pitching coach. You can see here. He is not that great, but who would be, right? So you can see his focus is finesse pitchers. Pitching is going to be an issue anyway. This is for rookie ball. Not exactly something that's super high on my priority list. If we go back to available personnel, we do need to get a hitting coach. So I believe I was looking at you. You can see there, his focus is neutral, temperamental, conventional style. You can see here pretty much nothing crazy. It's a solid dude. I'm not expecting a lot out of him. We'll just do 2 years. The same thing I did for the other coach as well. So we start with that. Coming back to the screen. Pretty sure that I did that one too. We're gonna take a look here. I have all the weeks included. I didn't mention that in the beginning. I put in every single one. Everyone. We got some emails, so we can start to kind of run through these. So this is what we have to work on. Even though you can read it, I will read it. Welcome to the Colorado Rockies organization. I trust that our working relation will be a good one. I will submit some new goals each year that I would like to see you accomplish, as well as winning on the field and turning a profit. Completing these goals is the best way to keep me happy. So this season, play close to 500 ball. Sign Trevor Story to an extension. As you can see why, good gap power, home run power. He's going to continue to develop too. 10 free agent. This is going to be a priority. Huge priority. Want him to be one of the staples of this lineup for the next couple of years. Not going to do it just yet. think we'll do this a little bit later on. I want to kind of see how he plays out first. I'm going to do it because the owner wants it. But these are the things we'll look at. You can see here, accolades, all-star, bottom mistake. He will be re-signed. One of my favorite players in this organization. We need to acquire a power hitter. Keep building the team up in order to reach the playoffs in the next 4 seasons. So we got 4 years to try to make the playoffs. We're going to do our best to make that happen. So let's see other things here. All these other leagues looking at bringing me in for a job offer. Obviously, we're going to skip these. We're focused on the obvious. We're focused on getting stuff done with the Rockies. This is something. This is nice. I have a lot of pressure on this new role with the Rockies. Take a screenshot of that. Use that for later. So today, introduced the team's new GM and manager with a 34-year-old native of the U.S. Expects to be quite the endeavor. I'm going to be busy, that's for sure. No kidding about that. This is going to be a tough one. This, though, is cool. The prospect list. And we have the minor league systems report. A lot of stuff to look at here. You can see the Rockies, Garbo at the very bottom. We have nothing. So this is something that we're going to have to do. Whether we acquire or we draft well, we're definitely at the bottom and we're going to have to make something happen. And obviously, the Dodgers at the top. One of the reasons, like I said, why I wanted to compete in this division, because that is the litmus test. We need to get on their level. It'll take some time. We'll see what we can do. Obviously, as a Cardinals fan, hey, look at this guy right here. Seems familiar. Oh, this one too. Seems like a likable guy. And we'll go from there. Unfortunately, you can see in the division, we've got the Dodgers up there and the Padres, so the two best farm systems in the league within the division. Going a little bit farther down here, you've got the Giants at 12 and the D-backs are 17. So we just need to build our way up from 30. It'll be a long process, but we will see what we do and make this happen. We're going to come back here and we're going to look at some stuff. So suggest meet the team first, shall we? We've got a couple of things to look at. Injuries. Unfortunate. Brendan Rodgers. Unfortunate. But we're gonna press forward. So I get to do both, which will be kind of fun. One of the things that I'm looking at, which is a big thing for me, is that some of the guys on the team, I can tell you right now, David Dahl is a guy that I'm watching with weird eye because this dude is always injured. I'm kind of nervous about him. I feel like I would probably want to move on from him. That's going to be flat out honest. He's a talented dude, but I just don't trust him staying healthy. But we'll see what we do with him. First thing I want to do is I want to look at, all in all though, first thing we're going to do is look at pitching. Our starters, Kyle Freeland. This guy drove me nuts in fantasy last year, but he is a guy that we're going to try to bank on and hope he does well. So looking at him, solid control, fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, not really great, but serviceable, changeup. We hope that he gets better. In a perfect world, this guy would develop into maybe not an ace, but if I can just get him to be a solid number 2, 3, I think that would be good as we try to improve the team going forward. John Gray, better fastball and slider, curve change, arbitration, but another guy that, again, you can see here on the side, solid overall, good potential. Hopes that he is able to step up his game. I like that you can see the scouting report on all of your players too going forward. So see here, he fit comfortably in the middle of a big league rotation. Ultimately, not bad, though. That's not bad. It's something that you want. Get 5 solid starters is the first thing, and then we'll worry about acquiring that ace later. Freeland is the guy that I wish that he could develop to be better, but I doubt it. His control is something that always, when he loses it fast, IRL. So stuff just not good enough. So first things first, you can see we've got our 5. Sorting it by overall, obviously, this is the guy. As it stands for right now, this is going to be the dude. He's not the best, but he's the best of what we have. So given that, the plan is this. If we go back, you can see down here our rotation. You can slot the guys, moving them around here. But Herman will be first, Gray second, Freeland 4, favorable matchups. Hoffman will be 5, Senzatella 3rd. Not great staff again, but this is something that we can work on. And you can see here, down here you can set your rotation. Do you want to do a 4-6 man? Who's your next starter up? Rotation mode. Go a strict order. And then allow them in relief. No, this isn't ranked season, so they'll be locked into the roles that they're locked into. So here on the side, for those of you not familiar, you can see it has years left. So for example, Herman is under contract for 5 years, whereas Senzatella, Almonte 1, but this is auto renew. And then you have Gray 1 year because I'm arbitration, so ARB. So it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on with players. Look at the pin. We've got a really bad pin. Again, we don't have, like, pitching is the issue for this team, and I know in order to get to where we want to get to, this is what we're going to have to do to fix it. We got Parsons, Almonte, those will be our long relief. Deal, Pazos. Wade Davis, he fell off really quick. Don't know what happened to this guy, but the hopes is that he can rebound a little and kind of just kind of hold serve for a little bit. Just give us a chance to get some stuff done. Estevez, Oberg, and then Diaz is going to be the closer. Again, you can see here with the overall, no one out this pin is great. This is a work in progress. We will work on seeing what we can do with these guys. Next up, the lineup. So catchers, we've got 2. Not going to view the stats. I would like to view this. There's other things you can look at too. You can have it set for different things. You can look at stats if you choose different ones. The basic or the advanced. You can look at fielding ratings if that's important to you. This, the blue, is the closest you want to get 80. I believe it's the highest. But blue is best. The more of that you see, the better off you are. Personality, morale. Important for later on. Their potential. And then their actual ratings. I'm going to keep it on ratings because I want to look at this. Again, this, the blue, that is best. And then lineup overview, you see it all here. righty, lefty, DH, DH. That's what we're gonna roll with for now. We'll adjust these as well. I very rarely will use a hit and run. Very, very rarely, like practically never do that. Hook with starters. Hook with relievers. Okay, I forgot. I'm usually a lefty-righty guy, so I'm cool with that. Pinch hit for pitchers. Depends. Pinch hit for position player. Not as frequent. Pinch runners, I would do that. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna actually like send the games live or not. So we'll see. Use of openers, never. If we do, based on the follower. And then defensive substitutions in the 7+ if leading by 4. I'll go by 5. Okay. And then last thing that we're going to really take a look at here is this, the finances. So our budget, we're in the middle of the pack, so this is good. Player payroll, we're 16th. Free agency money for extensions, Trevor Story. Our market size, big. Fan loyalty is great. Interest is 83. Not a terrible team. 9th in attendance. Tickets. Our expenses. So you can see here with our current budget, what we kind of have to work with here. Budget going forward. Budget for extensions. Again, Trevor Story. And then all the revenue. That should be fun. The payroll, all this stuff should be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with this team. Upcoming free agents, just kind of giving a look here. Kemp obviously is going to be the first to go. I'll probably let him go too. I mean, he's going to decline, I would assume. Looking at his numbers there, 21 and 85, we get some close to that. I'm cool with that. No one really great. So we'll see. And then we'll be looking at this stuff as we get closer. The ballpark. Obviously, these are concerns. Distance is not really a big thing because obviously where we play at's huge. So Heldon and Jackie Robinson, of course. Heldon will stay retired. Cool with that. Yeah, this is what we're gonna roll with. I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do with these guys. So the last thing I will look at here is this before we actually get into semi games next time. Or I guess we can go to continue before. Our prospects, we don't have anyone that's super great. Is what it is, and unfortunately, our two best prospects are hitters. But this one's close to breaking the top 100. Yeah, whatever. Arenado, obviously this is an easy way to try to net some money or some freedom is getting rid of him. I'd prefer not to, but if I have to, I will. You can see here Arenado and Story, we rank 2nd and 4th, kind of why I want to hold on to them. Scott, but we'll hold on to him too. We'll see if we can upgrade some other areas here for sure, and definitely closer. So as I talked about on stream, a couple years ago they made the playoffs here as well, and then they regressed. So the question is, are they regressing because they're bad, or are they regressing because they, or was this overachieve, or was this underperform? Is the answer why somewhere here. We'll see. Not a bad staff. It's not a bad team though. Not a bad team. Well, I did put in a pending offer. This one is vacant. I didn't catch that one. Pitching coach. No, let's be honest, they all suck, so let's just sign someone. And then do 2 years. Okay. Auto until next week. And what do you know, the last thing that we have here before we really shut this down is we got a trade proposal. It comes from the Phillies. So you can see here, they offer us Jay Bruce in return for us giving up Scott, which is our best reliever, and Ryan, which is one of our better prospects. Not that we have great prospects. I kind of agree with our assistant GM not getting much in return, so we're getting a 32-year-old Jay Bruce. Good contact, decent contact, obvious home run power. But again, we have too many left-handed bats, and he's going to be a free agent next year. We already are going to struggle with pitching. Can't give up our best reliever for a guy in Jay Bruce that could play in left field. You look at his home run numbers, it's not significant. Granted, we are playing in Coors. Can't justify that. Cannot justify that. So yeah, that trade we will be declining. It just makes, honestly, it makes no sense. And that's what I want to do before I stop is make sure that we have everything that we need to have in terms of our staff. Let me go back here. Meet the team. I don't remember where it was at. I think it was front office, was it? I can't remember. I can't remember where it's at. But it should be here. Personnel. So we got 3 pending offers. I'm just really waiting for those pending offers to go through. And then going forward, guess what? We have both pitching coaches hired. We're just waiting to hear back from the hitting coach. We have one trade, first of all. As you can see, I rejected that trade, like I said, and that's a silly trade. So then we had this trade go through. The White Sox send Alex, minor league left-handed pitcher, to the Phillies for Nick Williams. But the reason I really stopped this is because I got a trade proposal from the Houston Astros. They would send 29-year-old Jose Altuve, a minor leaguer, and Colin Barber, Joe Smith. Altuve, obviously, stud, elite. That would be nice, second base. But yeah, for Arenado, it's not enough. Goodbye. This one from the baby brother team in New York. So they would send us Brian Dozier. In return, we give up Oberg, again our best reliever, and this guy, I don't want seeing him. Long, lean, athletic third baseman who was born Stillwater, may not be an elite defensive third baseman. I mean, we have no one, so you can't compare to that. But he's solidly above average, grades out as an above average runner on the base paths. His eye grades out as above average. If he can cut his strikeout rate, he can become an average major league player. Average at best. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a guess. It's gonna be a no. not not really wanting to give. I'm just being honest. I'm not really wanting to give him up anyway. So we can. I just don't want anything that involves my relief pitcher. So we'll decline that. But if we go back here, you can see some shortstops there. Chris Archer, does that name seem familiar? And Johnny Scope. Chris Archer, 31, very unhappy. Hell, I would be too, given what's transpired with him. It's a solid 3-star, good stamina, an elite level fastball and slider. 31-year-old starting pitcher currently playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates. His repertoire includes an elite slider, fastball, an excellent circle change, and decent curveball. Not elite stuff overall, but solid above average offerings from him. Solid, healthy, viable second starter, and the ace on some teams. What would it take to get a Chris Archer? Interesting. Let's look at his contract first of all. He makes $9 million. He'd be a free agent. With the team option for $11 million. There's something to be considered there because we have team control on him. If he doesn't pan out the way that we would hope, we could always move on from him. But I feel like this is a move that you would make if you were a team that was contending, not a team that is really trying to find its way. Obviously, we have no interest on the other guys. But looking at the trading block, there's other guys there too. Lance Lynn. I mean, you guys know I like him a lot. Pitching is going to be something that's really super important for us. The question is, how would we be able to get one? What would we have to give up? And to me, the most important thing is where is it listed here? Is it not listed here? I care about contracts. I want to add those two. This is big. If I'm trading for one of these guys, what am I getting in terms of service? How many years left? Obviously, you're not going to get a whole bunch, but if I can get a guy and he can pan out and do pretty well for me, and I still have control of him for the next season, and the rest of the season, next season, possibly another season after that, or at least ARB, so I have a couple years of that. That to me is more important than the actual talent because I'm looking at trying to upgrade the team. So, something to look at. I think we're pretty good in terms of where we're at. Wow. I feel like David and strikeout would really, Montez too, would really get a laugh out of this. Gary Sanchez. Obviously elite power. Antonio Cabela. For Trevor Story. Christian. Now, I tell you, I actually like having Sanchez because it fixes an issue with my catcher being unproductive. But what's more valuable? His defense at a position that requires better defense. I hate that they're doing this to me. I honestly shouldn't even be looking at this. Trevor is the better player, but in Coors Field, I have to factor in how Sanchez could look. I'm not making that trade. I would ask for more anyway if I was, but I'm not making that trade. Sorry, Brian. But if, hey, you want to call me back down the road, you can. But yeah, I can't do that. I absolutely can't do that. I already did that. And we will move on to, I just can't justify letting Trevor Story go. I mean, hell, the owner already told me, hey, I need you to resign this guy. Oh, by the way, we traded him for Gary Sanchez. He's got great power. He'll play well in this ballpark. Make sure we don't use the humidifier. All right. Welcome to the new season. I hope that the off season has treated you well. This is also a reminder that you should at least try to stay close to an even record. Hey, don't suck. And we get the Padres to start 4 games at Petco. Ballpark favoring pitchers. No kidding about that. It's too early to comment on their season success so far. So, Richards, Paddock is a guy I believe very strongly in. Davies, Lamette. The prospect list. Top minor league systems, of course, like I said, we're down there at the bottom. And I want to go back and read that other email, but I'm going to look at that message here in just a sec. Opening day. Been pining for opening day. Yeah, it's kind of like real life. Opening day roster. So our 40-man. Just don't have a lot of elite guys. That's okay. Yeah, the 28 out of the 40. There, to me, honestly, there's really no one that I feel I should be adding to this list. So maybe I'll look at this a little bit later, but they're all bad. Let's just be honest. But this is where we're going to leave off at. We will be facing the Padres in opening day. So we'll get that first series in. If we look at the schedule here, got the Padres and the Dodgers. So probably losing the first 2 series of the year. Just want to see how we perform. This will be the start of a fun journey. Looking forward to it. Let me know what you think of the team choice, number 1. 2, also let me know how you want me to go about playing the games. Are we sending them, doing a game at a time? I'm open to doing either. I said earlier this would be like 15 to 20 minutes. These are honestly probably going to be closer to 30 minutes because like a lot can be done. I just need to be able to narrow down and focus. I feel like this will be much more detailed and doing more stuff than I would do in a college football. But now that I've went through and did a video, in each, I'm actually thinking 30 minutes might be more because you can get more stuff done. Just need a time frame of how much to actually do. That said, we'll be doing this every Saturday. Delayed this week because of work and Adobe. But I'm really looking forward to having this series off and running. And I'm looking forward to see if we fail, if we don't fail. But honestly, just doing something on the PC instead of everything having to be console is kind of nice. So let me know what you guys think, and like I said, we'll make this a weekly thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.